So now let's reintroduce the leash to Maya. And now we've gone from 15 feet to about 10 feet, and now we're going to about 5 feet. Okay? And again, I'm not going to expect her to walk on a 2-foot leash by doing this, because I bought her a 4-foot leash. So she's going to have the comfort of walking at the end of this until I correct her. But if she gets to the end of it, I'm going to correct her back. So if I tell her, and remember the other point too, a lot of people just start walking with their dogs without giving them a cue. I'm going to give her a cue here, and that cue is going to be, Maya, let's go. And I'm going to walk, and she's got the whole leash that she can play with, but if I turn, she has to follow me. She's got the whole leash. When I turn, she has to follow me. And these 180-degree turns keep her in check. So my turn here implies me having a hold of this leash at the center of my body and turning. Let's go. And I turn, and she turns with me. So these are all right-hand turns, and all right-hand turns keep the dog correcting as I'm going. All right-hand turns. Right-hand turn. Right-hand turn. Right-hand turn. And a pop on a leash. Right-hand turn. If she gets on the other side, like this, you get to get tangled up. The easiest correction is just to walk forward into her. This way. And show her that she's in the wrong place without really trying to coax her or convince her verbally. This walk here, step, turn. Step, turn. Step, turn. Now she'll stop when I stop, and I'm going to reward that. Good girl. And if I want to give her a treat, remember, I'm going to feed her from my left side. Okay? Once the dog understands that when I turn, the dog has to follow, once that's clear in her head, I can start adding left turns in. So what I'll do now is I'm going to teach you this in a method of what I call concentric circles. So that's circles that get smaller and smaller onto themselves. So if I'm here, we're going to make right-hand circles first. And a note on circles is right-hand circles increase the speed of the dog. So if you have a dog that's lagging behind you, you want to make right-hand turns. Because what the right-hand turn does, it makes the dog have to speed up to get to you. So watch, if I say, let's go. She's now increasing her speed to keep up with me. And she's doing a great job. Good girl, Maya. And I'm going to talk to her because she's doing the right thing. Good girl. When the dog is doing the wrong thing, I just want to correct them with a no or a pop on the leash, but I don't want to explain to her what she's doing wrong. The more I talk to her, she understands that what she's doing is the right thing. Good girl. That's a good girl. So make those right-hand turns one more time, and I'm going to put the treat in at the end, but you could, in theory, lure her like I was showing you before. So if I say to her here, let's go. I make this circle, so it's a big circle. I make it a little bit smaller on this turn. Then I make it a little bit smaller on this turn. I make it a little bit smaller and smaller until she's right next to me, and I stop. Good girl. During regular obedience, all I really want her to do is walk on a loose leash and not be stupid, right? She just has to have fun. She just has to be loose on the leash, on the end of this 4-foot leash, and kind of hang out with me. That's all I really expect her to do right here, and I can get that by just using a command like let's go. Now you might want to use heel if your dog only knows that as its heel, which is fine. In a traditional pet dog heel, what I'm really expecting is the dog to walk, any part of the dog's body should be on any part of my leg that's facing them. So if I say let's go, right now her shoulders are at my leg, then her head is at my leg. If she doesn't, I give her a little pop. Good girl. And as long as she's somewhere right around there, I'm totally happy with that. That's a good girl, Maya. Good girl. So if you have a dog that's leading you or is getting ahead of you, you want to do left turns into the dog or in front of the dog in order to get the dog to slow down. The way we do that is we make a concentric left circle. We start out with a very big circle, and we expect the dog to stay next to us. If they don't, we start to come in front of them with the knee, and that pressure, and I mean just that pressure of energy, is going to start to push her back. So if I tell her, come on, let's go, and I make this left turn, if she gets in front of me, I'm going to block that movement with gentle knees coming up to her chin. This is what I call a nagging correction, because it's nagging her. It's not comfortable for her. But you can see that by doing it a couple times, she'll start to stay in line. Good girl. Good girl. And even though I'm doing a correction, which is guiding her to do the right movement, I'm praising her because she's doing the right thing. So I want to keep her spirit high. I want to keep her engaged to me. So if I tell her, again, Maya, let's go, and I take off, now she's totally in position, and at any time I want, if I make this left turn, I can take off, and I can make a left turn in front of her. And she'll totally stay in line with this real easily, and she will automatically stop. If your dog doesn't automatically stop when you're walking, add a little leash pop. So that's going to look like this. I'm going to put it even though I know she's going to stop, I'm going to show you how that looks. So if I tell her, Maya, let's go. So as I come here and I want her to stop, I'm going to make this very abrupt, good girl, and praise her there. Good girl. Let's go. And again, stop. Good girl. And she should stop right around there. She stops a little forward, a little bit behind. Not a big deal.